I'm Richard Green, and this is my story. Before Jesus entered my life, I don't know that I can define a time before Jesus entered my life, because I think he was banging on my door from a very, very young age. I remember as a 6-year-old, before anybody in my family attended church or anything, I decided I wanted to attend Sunday schools. Ultimately, my entire family at a point started going to church. But I wandered away from that Sunday school experience and stayed away for a while and got really pretty crazy. I don't doubt that God was still chasing me, but I was refusing to listen. I called it my Jonah moment. I did at a point come back to God, and I did it very fervently. I met my wife, who was a wonderful person. Things went pretty well. I went into business, and as I did, I drifted away again. And it's not a period of time that I'm particularly proud of, so we won't go there. But I looked around for churches, but didn't find any that fed me. And ultimately, I stopped attending church. We got to a point where my wife decided that we needed to go back to church. That's what we did. And we looked around, and I chose Glen Cove Christian Church. And we came, and we loved it, and literally didn't miss a Sunday after we started coming here. About 2 years after we started coming, my wife got suddenly sick, and she passed away. And I have no doubt at all that if I had not been here at Glen Cove Christian, I would not have survived it. I was just distraught. I was developing to the point where I was trying to listen to God, and part of that was this burden that I received, that I had about all the people in need of help. And at a point, I shared it with my pastor, which is another good thing I like about the Glen Cove Christian Church. You can't underestimate the benefit of being able to go to your pastor and say, hey, I need to talk to you about this. I got immersed. It changed me. I felt different. It became easier to do the things that were asked of me. And that's despite the fact that I had been looking for things to do. I've been looking for opportunities, and they abounded. My pastor comes out and says, all right, everybody's got to be ready to tell everybody about your faith. Everybody's got to be ready to speak to whoever asks you about what you believe. And I said, oh, okay. This can't really be happening. You follow God, you can't anticipate what it is he's going to have you do or what the outcome of that is. Christians are supposed to let their light shine. They're supposed to share the gospel. That's what we're all called to do. To you it might not be much, but to me, that was another huge, huge confirmation that God brought me to Glen Cove Church for a reason. That what we're being taught here is good and right. Since my immersion, I've suddenly found myself in a place where everything that I do points me to evangelism. Let me tell you about my Jesus. So my story is, I guess, that God has been chasing me and chasing me and chasing me, and allowing me to go through one thing or another to get me to this place right here in front of this camera, where I can say to all of you, you need to reach out to people, and you need to tell people about your Jesus. I'm Richard Green, and this is my story. I just keep shaking my head at the way God does things.